was the beginning of 2020. You know what I mean? Diddy had put everybody else out the crib, like the influx of people he had put him out. But he had took a liking to me in particular around the time, man. It was really, you know what I mean, like putting his arm around me.
Right.
So he had put majority of the people out, but he allowed me to stay in there. Me and, you know, maybe about 15 others, you know.
Right.
Jay-Z and Beyoncé being, you know, 2 of the other 15 people in the room. So that'll just put it into perspective of the type of company I was in.
I heard that there's supposed to be some tapes or something that's coming out real soon, and I guess we'll all really know the truth if anything's on those tapes.
Hold up, just when we thought Diddy's scandal was the peak of hip-hop madness, DaBaby came through and shook the entire industry. Yep, DaBaby. The same man known for controversy just hurled a grenade straight at Jay-Z. And this wasn't just petty drama. He's claiming Hov might be even worse than Diddy behind closed doors. Let that sink in. While Diddy's name is drowning in serious allegations, trafficking, abuse, manipulation, DaBaby just dragged Jay-Z into the same pit. According to him, Jay's clean, polished image, a total illusion. From shady backroom deals to how he allegedly treats Beyoncé, DaBaby's not holding back. And what he's implying could destroy everything Jay-Z has spent decades building. So what did DaBaby actually reveal? And could it be true? DaBaby isn't some outsider. He's been behind those closed doors. He's seen how this industry really works. And while the world is just waking up to Diddy's alleged darkness, DaBaby says he's been clocking it for years. The lies, the manipulation, the power plays, and now he's done staying quiet. Diddy might be facing lawsuits, but DaBaby turning his attention to Jay-Z feels deliberate. Word is he's got receipts. And if even a fraction of it is true, Jay-Z's carefully crafted legacy might not survive. And here's the kicker. DaBaby didn't just throw vague shade. He straight up claimed Jay-Z once tried to pimp out Beyoncé. Yes, Beyoncé, Queen Bee. We've all heard whispers about Diddy's late-night freak-off parties, cloaked in glamour and dripping in secrets. But now, DaBaby is tearing down that curtain, and what's behind it is more twisted than we ever imagined. In a recent interview, DaBaby got visibly shaken as he recalled one of those infamous nights at Diddy's mansion back in 2020. At first, it sounded like your average over-the-top industry gathering, champagne flowing, beautiful people, music, the works. But then the vibe shifted fast. He said the energy changed as the night went on, people left, the rooms got quieter, and that's when DaBaby says the real party began, the one not meant for cameras. He described an eerie silence, a strange tension hanging in the air. Something was happening, something not everyone was supposed to see. And here's where it gets chilling. DaBaby all but confirmed that he was being prepped for one of Diddy's alleged secret after parties, the freak-offs. Select guests, odd requests, things you can't unsee. He didn't outright say what went down, but his body language, his broken tone, it said everything.
He had put everybody else out the crib, like the influx of people he had put him out. But he had took a liking to me in particular around the time, man. It was really, you know what I mean, like.
DaBaby looked like a man still haunted. His voice cracked, his eyes shifted. The way he said Diddy took a liking to him, it wasn't flattery, it was fear. He described Diddy putting an arm around him, getting too close, testing boundaries, and right there, Jay-Z and Beyoncé were present, watching, not stopping anything. Now let's talk about Jay-Z. This isn't the first time folks have raised eyebrows over Hov's influence, not just on artists, but on Beyoncé herself. Sure, Beyoncé is a powerhouse now, but remember when they met? She was barely out of Destiny's Child, a teen. Jay-Z was already a mogul. The age gap alone was unsettling, 12 years and change. But more than that, the power gap was massive. And people are finally asking, how much of Beyoncé's rise was organic and how much was managed, controlled by Jay-Z? According to DaBaby, Jay-Z's support might have been something far more sinister. That night at Diddy's mansion, as the party thinned out and the freak-off energy settled in, DaBaby says Hov stood by silently. And that silence, it was deafening. Beyoncé might be a queen, but was she always free?
Beginning of 2020, you know what I mean? Diddy had put everybody else out the crib, like the influx of people he had put him out. But he had took a liking to me in particular around the time, man. It was really, you know what I mean, like putting his arm around me.
Right.
So he had put majority of the people out, but he allowed me to stay in there. Me and, maybe about 15 others,
Right.
JayZ and Beyoncé being, two of the other 15 people in the room. So that'll just put it into perspective. But
If the Diddy scandal was the final boss level of music industry corruption, DaBaby's warning is clear. JayZ might be the real danger, the puppet master, the man behind the curtain. DaBaby also dropped a huge detail that's been ignored for years, the massive 12-year age gap between JayZ and Beyoncé. Now, age gaps can be harmless, but this one, not so much. When they first started spending time together, Beyoncé was young, still discovering her solo voice. JayZ, he already had the keys to the industry: power, fame, money, control. And when that kind of dynamic enters a relationship, things get murky fast. Fans have whispered for years that JayZ began courting Beyoncé when she was still too young to fully push back. And now, DaBaby's claims are making those whispers louder. Because here's the thing, power isn't just about business decisions. It bleeds into everything: how someone dresses, performs, speaks, acts in public. And if JayZ really had that kind of grip on Beyoncé's career and personal image, then we need to reevaluate everything we thought we knew about their love story. And just when you think it couldn't get more shocking, enter Mike Huckabee.
Worse.
Uh-oh. Oh, man.
He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy.
Who mechanization is that? Like, who
That was all Sean Carter's
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
He's probably the one that groomed Justin and make him so pliable so that they could pimp him out at all these damn music festivals. He would be the right guy for the job.
Back in 2015, the former Arkansas governor and Republican presidential hopeful took a break from politics to come after JayZ and Beyoncé. In his book, God, Guns, Grits, and Gravy, yes, that's the real title, Huckabee accused JayZ of crossing the line from husband to pimp, literally. He said Jay was exploiting Beyoncé, using her sexuality to make money and push an image. While some rolled their eyes at Huckabee's out-of-touch commentary, others started wondering if he accidentally stumbled into something true. Because when you think about Beyoncé's performances, especially the hypersexualized ones seen by millions, was that her vision or JayZ's direction? And now, in the wake of Diddy's freak-off expose, Huckabee's words are looking a lot less crazy. DaBaby's story shattered the silence, but it also opened the floodgates. Suddenly, old interviews and behind-the-scenes footage started surfacing. One name kept popping up again and again: Jaguar Wright. She's been screaming about this stuff for years. Jaguar, a neo-soul artist known for calling out the industry's deepest secrets, said JayZ was at every freak-off party Diddy threw. People just didn't want to believe her. But now, everyone's listening.
Diddy. The Diddy. Oh! Diddy done turned over tapes. Allegedly, with the Carters, it's some freak off. And the Beyoncé. How on the cocaine? And the tapes had jizz.
Jaguar had already hinted at something sinister happening at Diddy's private events. She warned about the exclusivity, the secrecy, the control, and she said JayZ wasn't just attending, he was a regular. Suddenly, screenshots, videos, and whispers started spreading. Photos of JayZ casually lounging at Diddy's homes behind closed doors, no press, no promotion. This wasn't about business. These were the nights where the cameras were off and the real games began. And here's the scariest part. Diddy allegedly recorded everything. That's right, according to multiple insiders, Diddy didn't just throw parties, he documented them. Every single one. Hidden cameras, private audio, secret files, and among those files, JayZ, Beyoncé, and a long list of A-listers now panicking behind the scenes. When federal agents raided Diddy's homes, they weren't just seizing assets, they were potentially uncovering a vault of incriminating footage. And JayZ's camp moved fast. Lawyers, phone calls, damage control in overdrive. Because if even one of those tapes gets leaked, just one innocent clip twisted out of context, it could destroy legacies. The kind of clip that goes viral in seconds and buries billion-dollar brands. JayZ has stayed silent so far, but insiders say it's not the silence of a man with nothing to hide, it's the silence of a man calculating his next move. And DaBaby? He's just getting started. Now here's where things go from eerie to straight up dangerous. Because Diddy's parties weren't just wild, they were strategic. Behind every chandelier and bottle of champagne, whispers of secret recordings. And not the fun kind. the kind that could end careers. Insiders say Diddy had a disturbing habit of documenting everything: hidden cameras, private audio, surveillance tucked into every corner. He allegedly built an archive, one that could ruin the biggest names in the game. And guess whose name keeps popping up? Jay-Z. He wasn't just attending these freak-offs, he was a regular, watching, maybe even participating in things he never thought would surface. So when the feds raided Diddy's properties and took hard drives, the entire industry panicked, because this wasn't just about Diddy anymore. It was about who else was caught on those tapes. Jay-Z's team reportedly jumped into crisis mode. Silent calls, legal meetings. They needed to know exactly what the feds had, and whether it could blow up the empire he built with Beyoncé. One leaked clip, even taken out of context, could trigger a media firestorm. And Jay wasn't the only one on edge. Word is, other A-listers started scrubbing phones, wiping accounts, and calling in lawyers. Fast. There was a quiet panic settling over Hollywood, a fear that the real scandal isn't just Diddy's behavior, it's the blackmail files he might have left behind. And right in the middle of the storm, DaBaby, speaking out when almost no one else dared. But fans can't help but ask, why now? Why would DaBaby choose this moment of all times to drag Jay-Z's name into the mud? Some believe it's about timing. Now that Diddy's reputation is collapsing, the industry is finally vulnerable, the shield of silence is breaking, and DaBaby's trying to blow the door wide open. Some say DaBaby's finally speaking up after years of holding it in, and now that the industry's cracking, he's not alone. Others saw it too and stayed silent just to survive. But this goes way beyond one party. It's a culture, a toxic, manipulative system where power controls everything and silence is bought. DaBaby's breakdown wasn't clout, it was trauma. And now fans are asking, was Beyoncé ever really free, or just another piece in Jay-Z's empire? Jaguar Wright's been saying it for years. Jay-Z was deep in Diddy's party scene, and now DaBaby's confirming it. That ultra-private Jay and Bey image, it's starting to look like control, not love. As one fan put it, they never looked like a couple, he just managed her. And with Diddy going down, Jay-Z's silence feels calculated. If even one tape leaks, it's over. DaBaby didn't start a rumor, he may have started a reckoning.